you sometimes wonder with teenagers today, you know, if they get a bit complacent. You know, I was looking at a novel written about a refugee recently, and the refugee boy couldn't understand why the British teenagers weren't getting ready for their adult life. And it made me think about my own students. You know, how much are they focused on their adult life, and how complacent are they? In actual fact, where I work at St Catherine's College, the girls are actually really, sorry, the cat just ran into the tripod there. The girls are actually really responsive to a call for mercy. We are a mercy college. That's our what you call charism. But although they're not sitting around trolling the newspapers looking for areas of crisis, if I bring a need to them, they respond phenomenally well. And I'd hate to think that at any time our school wasn't thinking of others in need. An example would be the Caritas appeal that's out at the moment for the Sahel food crisis in West Africa. They've got people there on the ground, and they say there will be a famine coming up in the next year or so, and we need to act now to stop those people starving to death. So I went to my girls and said, this crisis is coming, you know, do you want me to get a speaker to talk to the assembly? And they said, oh yeah, that'd be great. So I get a speaker. My Mercy Crew member meets the speaker and introduces them, and they've organised a Mufti Day for next week, and we've looked at all the things you could spend $5 on and said, well, maybe, just maybe in the next couple of weeks I won't buy a bottle of V, or I won't buy some MyZone, or I won't go down to get hot chips or a sub or something, and I'll put that money into my Mufti Day. So we're hoping for a good outcome. But all the time the girls involved in my Mercy Crew at school are looking for things to do, and that might be that supporting fundraising, it might be letter writing for Amnesty International and saying, hey, you got to let this person out of prison. And it's amazing, if you write enough letters, the pressure can come on to some places to let someone out of prison. I'm just a bit worried, the cat's going round and round the tripod here. My Mercy Crew also are interested in diversity. They're interested in supporting people who have different issues with sexuality, with racism, with problems that teenage girls sometimes don't want to talk about too much. The Mercy Crew wants to develop a strength and a power where they provide support for people who feel different. The Mercy Crew will run a cake stall to raise some funds for somebody in need, and it's really impressive to have a group of girls who are so keen to do good. And I just wish sometimes that could be the kind of thing that was on the news, you know. All the schools in Wellington and all the fundraising that they do, wouldn't it be great to have those things on the news? Wow, look, Wellington College are doing their annual run for World Vision, or gosh, look, Wellington Girls College has done some humanity project. And so it's not just the Catholic schools that are doing these things, but I'm really proud of our Mercy Crew and the mission of mercy that was set up by Catherine Macaulay and the Mercy Sisters to educate and work for justice and work for the poor. And we probably need to remind ourselves to look at our lives and not to get too complacent, to say, we've been given all this stuff. We've been given lovely land and rain that waters it, and irrigation and crops and food and money and businesses and employment, and if we don't have employment, welfare and community services. And how can we not think of the people that don't have something? How can we sit back and not care about the people who are starving? So I'm in this incredibly fortunate position of working where in a school where we can do something about it, and we can raise awareness, and we can make a difference. And I guess the strongest thing for us to do is to support our young people growing up, but keep reminding them how lucky they are, and keep reminding them how there are people who need our help, and keep providing ways for them to help, because they won't actually work that out necessarily for themselves. Most kids need a bit of a push, but they don't need a big push. They just need you to open some pathways to say, why don't you go do this, and give them their head, and they'll go do it. We have resourceful students in our schools with a hunger for action, and we just need to use them. So having a Mercy Crew is an amazing pathway for people who want to do good. And you know, the bottom line is then, well, we just want your money. So that's always a hard thing in a poorer school, but somehow our girls manage to do it time and time again, and it's fantastic. So what do? We keep on doing good deeds, but also finding ways for young people to use their passion and use their energy and use their talent to do that. So the adults need to organise things, but let the young people go do the things. Set up a youth group, but let them drive it. Set up a Mercy Crew, set up incredible things, and then let these children do things that will amaze you. And ultimately the benefit will be for the people who really need our help.